everybody. Welcome back to the Player Hater Gaming channel. My name is Brandon Ross. I am your host and game master for tonight's episode. But before we dig into it, let's go ahead and roll through some announcements. If you have not done so, please do us a favor and follow the lovely links that have been perfectly organized in our link tree to go find our YouTube, our Instagram. And while you're giving those a follow and checking them out, I want you to also come over to our Discords, to where we have the official Player Hater Gaming Discord, where you can share memes, talk live, talk about D&D, and in general, just build a fun, great community. Then we also happen to have a second Discord that we have a bit more dedicated to give to an incredible community that makes great stories and has incredible staff. But I can't really speak to that too well, but there is someone here who can. Drakix, our resident rogue slash paladin. If you want to give a few quick words about that Discord community.
Listen, I am a paladin. I have a code. The code is to pilfer every
What's that from
treasure.
Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Take what they can. Give nothing back.
Exactly.
That's your oath.
That is my oath. Anyway, you want to learn how to play D&D. You want to be like one of those people who actually understands that a 0 and a double 0 means 100 on a D10 and a percentile. We will tell you exactly how to make sure that you understand that every time. On top of that, you want to create the story in order to make sure that your resident rogue paladin, aka me, is having a terrible time. We'll also teach you how to be a DM, and therefore you can have fun and ruin everybody's day as a character. Probably afterwards, they're going to start laughing hysterically at all the nonsense that you put them through, or try to also con away in order to get a special item or two out of you as well. We'll tell you how to ignore them all. That's the thing too. So join us in a stream and have fun.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Now, let me grab another window real quick. I lost it. There it is. Oh, no, it's right. I put it center screen so I wouldn't lose it. But it was just hidden behind the video call. Next on our agenda of quick announcements, our lovely schedule. Of course, it is Wednesday. It is 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're playing D&D tonight. Saturday, you can catch us at 1 Central doing a multiplayer mayhem stream to where some of us come together and we play some fun games. We try to switch it up as much as possible, but we just hope you come by, say hi, have fun, have some laughs, and in general, enjoy a chill Saturday. Sunday, we have PhD Plays with Nix and Nutmeg, to where the two of them are doing their best to somewhat stick to a loose canon-like story as they play their characters from tonight's game in the lore and world of Baldur's Gate 3.
Not after last session, they're not.
Yeah, they're doing horrible.
Yeah.
I gave them
Hey.
one task. Follow your character's decisions. And what are they doing? Just far left field.
Causing absolute chaos.
I'm kidding. I gave them no direction. I said, go have fun.
It's something.
It's an alternate universe, okay?
Yeah.
True. And then, Mav, we'll see you Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What are you hitting up for us this week? Or next week?
I'm still continuing with Dragon Age Veilguard.
Nice. It's been looking fun.
It has been. Oh. I know I am pretty much up to a major decision, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting, especially with the type of background I have.
Oh.
So
Nice.
Well, I'm not going to let anybody else hear any more spoilers. So if you
No,
want to see what
definitely
it's
not.
all about, make sure you tune in on Tuesday. Who needs help dice?
Everyone.
Yeah, very
everyone.
fun.
Hey, y'all, if you got some free channel points, do us a favor. Spread some love with those channel points and give them out to this lovely table because they're going to need it. They can hold 3, and you will see that on the screen when we come back from our lovely intro video. Is there anything I'm missing?
Deck. How are we looking on the deck?
It's got plenty of things queued up, ready to go.
Sweet. Should be it.
All right. Well, aside from that, why don't we go ahead and get into tonight's episode? of Tales of the Skytorn. In the year 208 PT, a world once grounded by tradition and mystery was forever altered. The events leading to the tearing and uprooting of the lands have faded into legend, leaving us with a mystifying era known only as post-Torn. Player-Hater Gaming welcomes you to the realm of Ulthana, where our journey takes us high above the clouds, into a realm of wonder and peril. A world composed of dozens of floating islands, each a unique culture unto itself, safe from the dangers lurking below. In this world of soaring islands and untold mysteries, danger lurks in every corner. Heroes and adventurers are born out of necessity, where the unknown has a way of finding its way into even the most tranquil of places. Meet our heroes who will shape the destiny of the Skytorn realm. Dragix, the unlikely but unyielding paladin, a beacon of virtue and strength. Red, the talented sorceress, wielding the elements with unmatched prowess. Eva, the warlock, possesses supernatural prowess, fueled by a pact of unknown origin and intent. Lovikazan, the indomitable barbarian, a force of nature and raw power. And lastly, the Doctor, the masterful wizard, unlocking the secrets of the arcane with every incantation. These 5 souls, each with their own path, will converge in a tale of adventure, wonder, and intrigue. Join them as they explore uncharted territories and uncover the secrets of this realm. Welcome to Tales of the Skytorn. So, last session, we tuned in as dirt was gathered, details were obtained, and an incredible little nook, little slice of heaven was discovered by the party as a place they could hole up for respite from their long trip on the Cloud Ocean.
Production.
Mm.
Sorry, I started double hearing myself for a second.
Mhm.
Having some of them, actually, everybody except their recent crewmate, probably still unpacking and processing their events from the Undercloud. And I'm sure being on an island once again is a thankful welcome to many of them. But it would seem this island and its populace had other plans, specifically for one person who was home, finally home. Eva receiving an invitation to a specific home in the far north of this island. A name unfamiliar to her, but an aura and a sense of station quite familiar. Discussing the details with at least one other member of the party, she has yet to make a move on that, while the rest of you have successfully gained some information, poked and prodded a few leads, but in general, are enjoying your time on this basically shore leave. But we'll go ahead and swing right into it. Eva, what are you up to?
Doc and I were making our way to the temple that we had been informed of.
You had decided on to go to the Temple of Celestial Winds, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. And message you had sent out. I don't believe the name of the temple made it through the conversation.
No.
Okay. Well, then we'll just go and start with the two of you.
We did tell them roughly where it was. Not exactly, but
They'll
you know,
cross that
they'll
bridge when
figure
they
it
get
out.
there.
Exactly.
25 words is kind of hard to give the precise direction. Especially when the player doesn't exactly have the directions in the first place.
True. Well then, as you walk through again, been a little bit of time since you've been home, Miss Eva, but in general, the structure of a city doesn't change too much. You know, a building or two may have changed hands, a shop may have gone out of business, been reopened, things like that, but the layout of the streets and locations of major places, such as this temple, you still got a pretty good mindset on where it would be. So, it'll lead Doc through this kind of portion of the island where this larger kind of city-state expanse is. Most of the streets are paved, most of the buildings are made of stone. And to you, Doc, probably what would grab your attention would just be the sheer number of people who don't appear to really have a profession. As you see them, they're mostly on the streets, either just openly to have a little like walk around desk with them, or a small like piece of like hardwood that they've fashioned into like a larger artist clipboard. And most people are just wandering around, drawing, drafting, things like that nature. But of course, you'd also know this island is basically one of the larger homes of innovation when it comes to the application and use of this relatively new arcane source known as Weave Tech. Is there anything the two of you look into, think you would kind of keep an eye out for while you make your walk to this temple, or do you just want to cut straight to it?
Are there any couriers just running around?
Just running around, I'd say it'd be easy enough. Yeah, you could spot them out. They are easily signified with a kind of one hand over the shoulder strap, a large satchel next to them. Very, I would say, not so much like a muted brown, but more of a faded brown.
Mm-hmm.
And on their kind of, not so much like a lapel, but like a shortened version of one, just something that annotates a simple design of the kingdom, or excuse me, of the island. And like, oh hey, there they are right there.
She will take a paper and ink real quick, and she sends a note, a message basically, that is a reply to Count Valamir's invitation.
Okay.
And she's going to grab one of those couriers, just drop 5 gold in their hand and say, this is going to the Count's residence now, if you don't.
He looks at the 5 gold and his jaw just drops. And you basically have to repeat yourself because he didn't hear you the first time. Just.
I swear, we're just breaking every economy when we get to them.
Right, of course. And you see he quickly like looks around the street and just screams out at another courier and tells him to come here. He gives him 1 gold in his entire satchel. And then he takes your message and just darts.
Good.
The other guy's like, what the fuck is going on?
He'll be back.
He pockets it and takes the other satchel and starts looking through it.
Just
A little
dump his
regretful what he
workload.
signed up for, but he just keeps like looking back to the gold coin.
I swear by the end of this entire island is gonna be fun. It's just gonna have their economy screwed over.
It'll be fine.
But you also know that he does not live close to where you are at. It's going to be probably a solid day or two's journey, even at full running speed, to get a message there. Doc, anything?
I guess anyone like staring at us or shady individuals following that kind of thing.
Sir, you're in your old clothes, and I'm a vampire with black hair and red eyes. They're probably staring.
Make a perception check.
That's why it's shady. Perception. Hmm. 9.
You don't see anybody. But that's it. A few more minutes of walking, and probably a total of 20 minutes moving through streets. You eventually find yourself at the Temple of the Celestial Winds.
Well, hopefully they don't try to blow me to smithereens. That would suck.
That's through knowledge of vampires. They can walk on hollow ground, so they should be fine.
Well, true vampires, no, but I'm not one of them, so.
Yeah.
You walk in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You even need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Is 18.
18. As you cross the threshold into this place, there's a pause and something you have to physically and mentally push through, but you are able to enter.
Makes sense. Just
Doc,
find
you
the-
walk in with no issue.
Yeah. I'm not undead yet.
He's
I like the
nearly
fact he
undead.
says yet.
Look, I'm a
How are you
necromancer. The
nearly
options
undead?
out there.
That's fair.
I'm just going to find the nearest worker in the temple and just tap on their shoulder. Try not to scare them.
Right. And kind of dressed in these very light blues, things you would kind of expect of someone who follows the Wayfarer. This middle-aged male kind of turns, looks to you, smiles. Good afternoon. How can I help you?
Not to be presumptuous or anything, but is the person in charge here? Might I be able to speak with them?
That would depend on, do you need the individual who would have authority right now, or do you want the individual who has authority over the entire temple?
Yes.
I gave you 2 options and you just said yes.
Preferably over the entire temple, but if they're unavailable, I'll take the one that's available right now.
I understand. May I ask the nature of your visit?
Divine premonition?
Make a persuasion check.
I'm good at these, right? 17.
Okay. Kind of looks at you for a moment. Right. I will go get Oron. One moment.
Thank you. Oron, you said?
Yes, Oron.
Thank you.
He leads you, he kind of gestures for you to follow him. He leads you to the front and then off to the right where there is kind of a place to sit. And just one moment. And he heads behind I wouldn't say a hidden door, but a well-manufactured door. As he walks into it, closes it behind him. A few minutes pass. He comes back out, and he is followed by, I would say, someone who looks comparably in age, maybe a little bit older, but another human male, salt and pepper black hair, probably down to roughly the chin, but you can see there is just a bit of a mustache, and he is wearing similar sky blue clothing, but does have a kind of a tabard over his shoulders. Good afternoon. I am the cleric Oran. See, you're needing some guidance, help of the divine nature?
Yes. It's a bit of a long story, but to make it very short, I'm a Dampier. I'm hunting my vampire master. I'm currently stuck between chaos of a patron and order of a deity, and I need a holy weapon to go fight my sire. And my god said your god could help me out.
And he kind of looks to the individual with him and just says, "You may go." And the person next to him was just like,
Nox is gonna stay there with look of, yeah.
walks off.
Would you like the longer version? Might make more sense.
Let's start this with a persuasion check.
16.
Okay.
18, 17, 16 so far.
He looks you over. You can see he's trying to get a sense of you. Well, I am concerned for what you say you are and how you were able to enter this place.
She'll just hold up the pebble that is her holy symbol. I'm kind of protected.
He'll extend his hand, not to take it, but just he
just to look
inspect
at it.
Yeah. Do you
She'll
stop
let
him?
No, she'll let him.
I'll do it. He looks it over. Now that is something I have not seen in many, many years. You're telling me this individual, this deity, has reached out to you?
I could vouch for it. I was there when it happened.
I reached out to him, but he was kind enough to answer.
He kind of raises his hand for you to just stop talking. And he gestures you to follow him. And behind that same door, he opens it and invites you in.
As long as Doc is coming with.
I'm coming.
Okay. You come inside, he closes the door, he leads you down a hallway. It's not very long. You can tell the building isn't massive, but it's got some space if you know how to use it right. Leads you down the hallway, makes a left, kind of would essentially be back towards the entrance, but just a different, with the large walls separating everything. You see you're just passing door after door after door, and most are open. It's just other clerics. Some are larger rooms where there's like a mass group study or something like that. Some you pass the kitchen, you pass another place that looks like sleeping quarters before you eventually get to the long end of this hallway, and he leads you into his office, to where it is probably a 15-foot ceiling, maybe a 20-foot by 20-foot room, and there's a desk, but it's hard to tell because it is just covered in scrolls and books and half burnt out incense and candles, and then the walls lined shelves floor to ceiling. There's a stool next to all of them to where you can kind of step up and reach up higher. You can tell
Doc, he would be
this
able to help
individual
himself.
is well read.
Mm-hmm.
Doc wouldn't be able to help himself. He would kind of glance and try to get a read on what he is researching.
Make a perception check.
Go Doc, go Doc.
21.
21. With a 21, you notice a lot of the text, and you kind of do a quick, like in your head, breakdown of everything, glancing over quick titles, open books, the incense, the exact scents and fragrances you kind of catch on a quick, just passing whiff. They're studying something ancient. probably pre-torn.
Mhm.
You get a sense some of these books may not be above board. As you know, it is, I would say, widely publicly known, but it is known in certain circles that books of a certain age don't get to last.
Yeah.
They find themselves in a fire or just being thrown off the edge.
Yeah, I'm sure Doc's run into this issue before.
Yeah. But he offers you a seat, and he takes a sit behind his desk. He kind of opens it and starts rummaging through it, closes it, and pulls out a much fancier, kind of almost like a steel, well-polished holy symbol that matches yours, Eva. Often, it's interesting how things can find their way into your possessions to be given out at the right time. He takes it and he sets it with a weight on probably the only corner of desk that is wooden currently nearest you, Eva.
Mm-hmm.
And you, while the sound isn't loud, there's something about when it hits, you just feel it, just deep.
Yep.
Do you take it?
If you'll let me,
He set it down and withdrew his hand.
then I would take it.
Okay. I don't think I've
Familiar with
heard
him.
that name or seen any of his followers for some time now. But not so sheltered that I don't know the significance of when he makes a move. Worlds tremble. His kingdom, as I'm sure you're well aware, is about as wide as this desk. From end to end. Yet its length stretches between all the realm.
Yeah.
Some would say
Right.
terrifying, some would say grand reverence. Certainly has given me an appreciation that we are allowed to live our lives separated from the creatures in the other known planes and the unknown. It's one of the things that keeps me here with the Wayfarer, ensuring daily prayers are given, studies in place, and perhaps some alleyway mentoring.
How did you come to know him?
Oh, I don't think I've ever known him. Not in the sense that you do. I just know the name and I am wise in the tales we are and what has been uncovered.
Well, I guess I would say I'm grateful for that because that makes this a little bit easier on my part.
Certainly was quite bold and brash to just make such a claim in temple nonetheless. Which still leaves the fact I am confused about. How did you enter if you are what you say you are?
He protects me. He gives me the strength that I need to sometimes. But what I'm looking for is in your domain, apparently, and I need to. I was aboard a ship about 10 years ago when it was attacked by pirates. Or at least what we assume was pirates. And and the little one, because I actually forgot that Cassandra's with them,
Yep.
the little one
She's been too quiet. That's the problem.
I know. Are the only
It's really complicated. Doc's idea of escaping right now because like I can't get both of them out of here.
we're the only ones that remain from the ship. I was attacked, converted, and left to deal with this curse. I almost had it broken once. In fact, I did have it broken for a short time. But I have retaken that burden in order to protect the child. And now, I seek to sever that connection with that creature. And start actually repairing some of the damage that I've done to those. I've been lost for a while. I made a deal with a patron in order to help me in this goal. And then I found the Grey King. So, you could say it's been a wild ride. But he has graced me with a vision, premonition, a memory. I actually don't know what it is. But it's a spear. Holy weapon. And he showed me this temple. So here I am.
You notice as you've been sitting here talking, Doc, you pick up on this too. He's not looking at your eyes or your face. You notice his vision is a bit downward, more towards your chest. You know, if I hadn't been watching, I'd say you were lying. Seeing as it appears the only time you take a breath is when you need to speak.
Oh, it's worse than that. I don't eat, drink, or sleep.
Well then.
Takes some getting used to.
You must forgive me. It is
Believe
difficult
me,
not to find my hand moving to my weapon.
you're
Nope.
not the first. You won't be the
But-
last.
Again, perplexing as it is, your claims do lay true. You walked into this place. No undead can set foot here. But you say your creator, your sire,
Mm-hmm.
resides on this island?
So I've been informed.
What is their name?
Are you sure you want to know?
Make an insight check.
I make
I'm
one
not
as
good.
well.
Sure.
Nope. That's a 6 for Eva.
Okay.
20 total.
Is it wrong? I'm gonna ask if Cass can make one as well because she's probably still in the room, just staring at the man.
Doc, you get the sense this man has strong suspicions and may already know the answer to what she's going to say.
Well, you're educated in the old lore. I'm sure you have your suspicions of who could be a vampire of such power.
His eyes move to you, Doc, but then they refocus back on Eva.
Mm-hmm.
You know the ripples this will have.
I am aware.
Valathir Voswood.
Our Lord in the North.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense, actually, considering. Because quite isolated up there.
It is. And at this time, I'm going to drag the players onto the map.
Oh shit! Ooh, pretty.
Some of the depictions will be a bit skewed, but in general, this island is about, in mass, roughly 100 to 120 miles at its widest. But as far as location-wise, there's, you can see on the map, a bit of a castle built into a mountain. And Eva, you would be familiar with that location.
Mm-hmm.
It had been some time since many heard from him. I myself thought he was just quite long-lived to begin with, as he has laid claim to the inception of this island. One
It
can
might
only do
not be
that if
incorrect.
you were either full elf or a well-maintained half-elf. Seeing as all the elves took their leave to the Feywild, that really only leaves a few options in between.
I do believe it's important to mention the type of the vampire that we're speaking about. As undead are my specialty, the form of vampire we're dealing with is one that consumes one's memories. Does not need blood like the traditional sense.
Memory
Yes.
of any kind?
Usually one most precious.
People,
Tell me, have
important places.
you or anyone you know just suddenly forgot something that was precious to them, an ability, a memory of a person?
Not me, but there have been an increased number of people finding their way here, praying for skills lost. A lot of drafters, honestly.
That is one of the things that can be taken. A memory precious to one individual, such as a skill or loved one, can be taken away through the realm of dreams.
And this vision, this spear,
I don't know details, but what I was shown was a war. Possibly even the calamity itself, I don't know. But there were gods and titans and all sorts of manner just fighting endlessly. And it was a spear that could harness divine power to constrain or at least restrain another being. But I don't know what it looks like necessarily. It was just glowing with divine energy.
I
And I
can't
was told
say
it could be.
anything sticks out in my mind about such a tool or weapon.
Hmm.
Would you think of a book or scroll that might pertain to ancient divine weaponry?
Most of those were lost. I'm afraid it's there. I can't be much help. I can offer you two, to just you two, you three.
We have other companions. They're not here currently.
If you wish, we can offer you some sanctuary here on ground, since you are able to pass freely due to your very obvious and forthright, I thank you for that, protection from the Great King.
If needed, perhaps.
Our
I
doors will
know.
be open to you.
Mm.
But as far as what you have described and seen, I'm afraid I'm no help.
Any thoughts on where one could look next?
Perhaps don't be as forward, but
We usually aren't. I was quite taken aback when she just told the truth outright.
well, the truth will open many doors, but unfortunately it may also close some.
Well, I don't disagree, but when your god shows you something, there's generally
That's true. But it was here he led you. The other two temples I'm going to send you to, he did not lead you. So perhaps be a bit more open and not so blunt with some things. But I would strongly suggest heading to the Great Forge and the Vale Ward Sanctum. Ask around. Ask for individuals having similar forgotten memories. Perhaps we can see just how far his reach is. Of course, if it's here, it will be vast, but perhaps it's not vast, but more precise.
Hmm.
I have a question. I've heard a rumor about a compass that might be hitting on this island that could potentially lead you to something.
Oh,
Um,
please. Such tales.
Well, if an item of such exists, or at least in rumor, it must be based on some form of truth, such as some item can lead you to your goals.
Good luck. I don't know. Don't think me harsh, young man, but again, stories.
I've heard stranger tales and I've discovered many more that you would find hard to believe.
Of that I am so certain, as I have lived my life on this island. But, well, it's certainly been an intense conversation that has left me with much to worry and research over. And he stands up.
Doc would stand as well. Offhandedly, would Doc have any idea of what would be a good starting point for vampire research, just to recommend them?
It's kind of a tough call because there's obviously religion has its own views on dealing with such things versus the practical approach that you have.
This is true. I'm just wondering if I know of any kind of necromantic books that might be give them insight to look in religious ways.
I would say you get the sense that if they're able to lay claim to warding off this temple from undead, that they're probably well versed in dealing.
Mm.
Despite the fact they don't have open attacks daily, doesn't mean knowledge has been lost when such times existed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, at least for listening. More than most people would do.
Yes. But again, I would never urge someone to lie, but you were sent here. And these other two temples, maybe practice a bit of restraint.
Of course. Thank you for the
He
help.
will, of course, and he will lead you out. You are brought back to the main worship area. You leave. You barely get out of earshot before you hear him immediately calling over 3 or 4 different people.
Mm-hmm.
And they all disappear behind the, again, not really hidden, but just a well-made door.
Mhm.
Blends in greatly.
We should
That door
probably
sounds
leave.
ominous more than anything else. With the description.
Don't trust that door.
Y'all know doors. Y'all know
I'm
doors
not
are
there, but can I
sentient.
investigate?
Roll investigation check.
Yeah.
It's the big bad. Get him.
DC too high. Before you even
door.
grab your dice, DC too high.
DC 500.
Yeah.
Hey, natural 20 is still success.
Depends who you're asking.
There are degrees
As
of
for
success.
Drakix, Foster, Levikazan, and Red, I believe you're going to go to the. Were you going to the ship first? Drop things
We
off.
were going to the ship to
Yes.
drop off the barrel.
Yep.
Okay.
And there were
Thank you.
people
And
at
we're
the
like a
ship.
little crowd.
Yeah.
We said, ooh.
Who's going to
Mhm.
approach the crowd?
Zahn was full on just walking, not giving a shit.
Red is right
I'm-
after her.
I'm gonna go try and figure out what the crowd's what's going on.
Drac is just gonna walk behind them all. Already, I have an idea as to what it is, but he's just gonna let them all go in front and just see what happens.
Excuse me, pardon me. Making her way through.
Making my way downtown. Sorry,
As
couldn't
you
help it.
approach, they all kind of look. And then one
Just
eventually
continue
speaks
to
up. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Do you know whose ship this is?
Yes.
Is it yours?
Ours. Yes.
Oh, you're the captain.
Yes.
Drac snickers in
Zahn.
the back.
The
He's just-
captain's
And
back there.
You see, like in the crowd, you see like this, another, I would say it's kind of like a deep burgundy, with this kind of almost like crown of horns. Female tiefling. She's just like.
Well, hello.
How
Speaking
can I
to
help
you. Oh, we saw the posting and we're here to be hired.
Right. You want to talk
Yes.
to Drakix
Drac-
about
You want to
that?
talk to the captain? Yeah.
Right.
But you just said you were the captain.
Don't
When he's
believe a
not
word that
around.
comes out of her mouth.
Excuse me.
So he's
You
not
let
here.
me.
The captain, but you've got to talk to the manager, the
Y-
chief of
yeah.
HR. You got to talk to
Yeah.
the
And
staff.
she like mutters like, "Oh
management.
yeah, well I got HR."
Is,
Oh,
is
okay."
that nerd back there?
Immediately in his head, he's just like, "Hi, Foster, to the side of the ship and use her as bait. The next time around, see. Got it. Got it."
Don't we
See-
need one of those little mermaid things that we tie to the front of the ship?
So
Are you-
tempted, so
Well?
tempted. At this moment, Jack just goes, "Yes, I'm the captain."
You see
you all.
another guy's like, "But she said she was a
Zahn
captain."
walks on the ship.
Hello.
Listen. Depends on what you're asking for. If you're asking for the captain of the ship, that is me. If you're asking for the captain of the muscle squad, that is her. If you're asking for the captain of the burn everything, he's about to point. He's just like, "Don't worry about that one. Just leave that one alone."
What am I captain of?
And the individual who's been doing most of
He
the talking.
ignores that question immediately.
He kind of steps forward and extends his hand.
Drax gonna take it.
Rugwin, a few of us are friends. A few of us have worked together on other ships, but in general, most of us caught wind and saw the postings, and we're here to get off this island.
And what skills do you have?
Oh, well, I'm pretty well at wind reading, navigating. I can also tie a pretty mean knot, get some sails down. And then he just starts kind of pointing out other individuals, cook, security, or muscle. So there's a quartermaster, a rigging specialist, a medic, lookout, another helmsman, a kind of it's like a runner. Basically, they're kind of a jack of half proficiency, to where they know they can basically plug in if someone's like sick or just not feeling well. They know enough to get by.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cartographer, and then there is one rune specialist.
Okay. He looks them all over, taking account to what their specialties.
Mm-hmm.
That actually covers most of what I'm looking for. So we are going to be spending about 2 weeks here. Well, he kind of subtracts how many days that. Wait, it's only been like a day since we've been here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just like
2 days, 2 weeks. Yeah.
roughly 2 weeks. So we will set sail. We're staying. He's going to give them the name of the place that they're currently staying at.
Okay.
And he's just going to tell them like roughly 2 days beforehand, just be on the ship, just to kind of start getting used to it. But he'll hire them.
Okay.
Zahn, while Drakix
There's
has been
some like
talking,
general discussion about when you're leaving. Do you already have all supplies for this many people? How long you plan on being out the next time you go out?
He tells them like we haven't decided a next stop yet. Trying to still finalize all that. Like let them know it's already getting supplies for the entire crew with the add-ons. So therefore that's all been taken squared away before the notice went out anyway. And if need be, he could always order more. So, but with the quartermaster, he's just gonna look at him and just like, you're probably gonna end up getting more supplies anyway, just because. Just let me know how much afterwards, and I will repay you for that, if need be. But beyond that, he's gonna tell them just to. They have the next, in essence, week and a half for themselves.
Yeah.
So they can do what they need to, get everything else in order, and with that, he leaves them to do whatever they need to, except for the security. He's gonna stop him for a second, just like, just remember, you answer to her, and he points to Zahn.
who is currently leaning over the edge and watching like everybody there, sussing them out.
Meet Jorik Whisperbeard, a male dwarf who has.
So does his beard actually whisper? Or is it
No,
half drunken slurs?
No, it's just when I talk, you don't see it move. And sure enough, as he talks, it doesn't move. Like it's just there.
That is a neat trick, will not lie. But yes, like I said, you answer to her. So be on her good side.
See, you
All right,
kind of turns over, looks at you, just gives you a salute.
Hurt nod.
Can I also like just introduce myself to the people and kind of like
Sure.
catch everyone's vibe?
Yeah.
I think I'm like,
Make an insight check.
yeah. I would love to.
Zon was doing that while she was letting
25.
Drakus. Oh, well, you got
What was that?
25.
25?
I'm just like chatting them up, just
Please
being
hold.
friendly. Who's got skeletons in their closet? Let's go.
You
Doc does.
notice there is an
I
individual
did,
who is,
To be fair,
they are
more.
hooded,
Mm-hmm.
and most of their face is wrapped in bandages.
Mm-hmm.
But just something about them. They didn't say anything, but just something about them just seems eager.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Uh,
Don't think I caught it.
Grev.
Karev?
Grev.
Grev.
Uh,
You been on a ship before? You done much this work?
Good at scouting, looking out.
That's not what I asked.
Yes, I've been on a ship before.
Alright. I think I'll just let it sit for a moment.
What's your
and
passive
and
perception?
That it's a 10.
Okay.
Mine's at 18.
As you're watching this conversation be had, Drakix, you notice that they are wearing a long sleeved outfit, and the sleeves are cut longer than their hands, so you can't even see their hand.
Did they shake my hand?
Do you extend
Ever?
your hand?
I was like at least initially was like
Okay.
giving out handshakes. But
They kind of take a half a step back.
yeah, sure.
Drac is just going to immediately notice that, kind of tilt his head a little bit, and just make a special note of just seeing what happens with that one.
Okay.
Later. Right now, it's just he accepted the help. He will see what happens. He'll put the fear of of lightning into them later,
Okay.
especially when we're out at sea, because you can't escape from him at that point.
Nope.
So yeah, so he's just gonna look over to Zon and just be like, "Are you done? Are you ready?
For what? What?
We're supposed to meet with everyone else."
I just got the soil on. You guys can. I'll just stay on the ship for a bit.
And Rugwin kind of grabs you, Drakix. Captain,
Uh-huh.
some of us are wondering if it's okay if we just start finding a place to bunk in on the ship. We're not going to be staying here. Just I'm going to push our things and kind of get ready. I know we've got 2 weeks, but
He
some of
just
us
looks
were
over
ready
to
go.
Zon and be like, "Well, she's gonna be on the ship too, so whatever she says, listen."
Yeah, player was wondering, like, we're going to do just some rearranging, guys.
A lot of rearranging. Oh no. This ship was not built for this many people.
Casking to stay in Eva and Red's room? Turn Cass's room into a bunk room?
I think it needs to go the opposite. I think we need to
So-
really bunk up everywhere. Like, because we have an under deck in the lower deck, but that's primarily used for storage. I just don't know how tall it is.
Not that tall.
I will say, if you spend a little bit of money and get some
Yeah.
things rearranged, you could definitely you could shrink the storage room that's on the, not the main storage, that's the undercargo, not that, because it's not present on the map of the ship.
Yeah.
But the storage room that shares a wall with Cass's room, you
Yeah.
can shrink that, move Red, Eva, and Cass into that, and you can get all 10 people in their old room by double bunking them up and down.
Yeah. Drac
Oh.
would already go down to the dockmaster and ask about. But before that, he just looks to Red. It's like, "Is it okay with you if we do this change?" Even though it's his ship in name, it's not his ship on it's not really his ship.
Right, it's fine, I suppose. Make sure none of them have loose lips, would you? There are certain,
I know.
you know.
Don't worry, we'll put the fear of lightning and brimstone to them when we're out at sea.
Right.
Zahn, as you're out and about,
Mhm.
it's as you're walking around, you do finally notice particular individual standing at the navigator's table.
She'll go over and stand beside him nonchalantly.
Turn and look. Oh, hey, back so soon?
I mean, Captain's dealing with all that, and
He looks
Dealing
over.
with-
Yeah, I noticed them gathering up, but it really wasn't my place to say anything.
yeah, we need to do a little bit of expanding downstairs. We weren't,
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, do
Yeah.
I have to keep sleeping on the couch?
You're planning on. I thought you were headed out. You're gonna stay?
He kind of like grabs you real quick. Don't tell him.
I'm sure he'll be very happy about. Yeah, we could find you a place. Might have to bunk up with some people, but we'll
You can
make
see
room.
already, like, there's just a ton of notes all over the map.
Water,
He kind of
Zahn,
looks at it, looks back over the cloud ocean. He doesn't look at the island. He looks at the cloud ocean.
Yeah.
You know what it is.
Zahn would be about 30 feet away from me at this moment in time, right? Roughly?
You could get there.
Yeah. So Zahn just hears in her head, tell our wonderful friend that if he is planning on staying, he will actually have a bed within the captain's quarters.
As you're hearing that, his voice is still talking. So good luck keeping those two separate. But he is
So-
he's looking out over the cloud ocean. You know, I don't know what it is. I spent all that time under there. And yet when I look at the land, God, it looks boring.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
He kind of like does like the elbow on the railing and shin in a hand looking over the cloud ocean. I'm gonna die
Amazing.
out there, aren't I?
Oh yeah, we all are.
Yeah, that fucking
It's
figures.
enough.
And he starts walking away.
And in his mind, he hears, turns out you're sharing a bed with Drakix.
No, a
And-
room. A room.
Nope, that's not what she said.
He kind of
Thankfully,
stops.
Drac
Kinda
already
stops,
like
looks
left.
back. I told you
She just
not to say anything.
looks. I said nothing.
He just heads downstairs.
So when Drac finds the dockmaster, he immediately talks about the changing of the rooms to get somebody to do that, as well as for the captain's quarters, shrinking the bed a bit and putting like another like bed and hammock properly in there. Doesn't say anything else. And it's like he's saying this nonchalantly, even though he knows that Foster's like right there at his shoulder. Just like, wait, what? He doesn't say anything else. He's just like, yep, I need 2 beds in there, a hammock in there, this room downstairs fixed, and another
Doc
one.
kinda, like holds that to stop you. Hang on, let me refer you to some. He like gives you a couple places you can go, and it's pretty easy to get that knocked out.
Yeah. So he'll do it, and he'll pay the price.
Mhm.
So
I'll look up construction costs later. We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But for a moment, we're going to pause there, and we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. I probably have gone over it, but we're going to go to it real fast. The quick spiel. Hey guys, if you're listening, hanging out, we thank you so much for doing it. We're going to try our hardest to take a break roughly every 45 to 55 minutes so we can play some ads when there's no storytelling going on, so no one misses storytelling. So we're going to go to that break. We'll see when we get back.
So yeah, since we're on an ad break, not gonna lie, my first thought when you were introducing Auron was that he was gonna come back with a different sash on.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that'd be fucking hilarious.
It's like, okay, give me 1 second. Comes back like, yes, I'm around here. Instead of wearing like the gray sash, it's coming like the royal blue sash. Just like, yes, I'm around. I'm the.
Look,
He just hides in plain sight.
Yeah, exactly.
look, if we want to scare the crew to silence, get Doc a body, and we'll have another skeleton walk around, help out the crew, and that'll be enough.
Oh no, that's exactly what's gonna happen. At some point, we're gonna end up with a body, and Drac is just gonna put it into the bag, folding, bring it out again, just be like, hey Doc, we have another one for you. Oh, and also, I redeemed the situation card.
Okay.
Just because, really. Why not?
Let me get back to that page. Oh, it's actually a card you pulled.
Oh, why am I scared? Should I be scared? Should I be concerned?
No, you shouldn't be scared at all.
Okay, good. So it's a good card.
Nice.
All right, good.
There's only 2 good cards, by the way.
I
what
know.
remember.
Everything else is bad.
Also, I love the irony of a necromancer and a vampire walking into a church.
That's the beginning of a joke.
Like, right?
Uh-huh.
I can only imagine how that dude would have felt if he realized Doc was a necromancer.
Mm-hmm.
Not me now trying to reconfigure the map to
Oh,
you know.
also, I look back at the VOD. I didn't tell him the temple. I told him the library. I mean, it's the library, not the temple. Because we were talking about before the temple came up was the discussion of go to the library, get information.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, Drax wanted to look for information there anyways, or Doc did originally for the compass stuff. So I was going to knock out a couple things at once originally. Then we went to the temple. So.
Interesting.
But the most reliable thing I could find is a wooden building, 1 story, well made, would cost 200 gold. So knocking down and rebuilding some walls on a ship, 75 gold?
Yeah, I was thinking 100.
Seem about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Depends on the quality you want the furniture. That's all. Really, that would inflate the value of it.
Listen, he would want good quality. He's not going to give, like...
Oh, yeah,
Well,
no,
I didn't think about building up the bunk beds, so let's make it around 100.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hmm.
This is all coming out of his personal pouch anyway, so...
At least you still have the map to be edited, Meg, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that is very true.
I knew we were going to do some rearranging. Even if we just got 2 additional crew members, there was going to need to be some rearranging done.
Yeah.
And there's no possible way that we can use the underdeck. It's not tall enough.
It's not
No.
tall enough.
Okay,
It's
it's strictly
maybe like
storage.
2.5 to 3.5 feet that you basically have to
Like-
stoop down and just push boxes to get them where you want them to be.
Yeah, the only one who can go down there and stand up is Cass.
Basically, yeah.
Technically, the dwarf might, depending on how tall they are.
There's the dwarf.
Actually, the dwarf
Mark.
can get down there, yeah.
Yeah.
The
But
dwarf
I'm
can
also-
get down there and
But
do
I'm
some-
also not that rude to, like, the dwarf to be like, oh, hey, I'm kicking you below deck.
All
I
right, real
imagine-
quick, you ready to write these down?
Who?
Hold on.
David.
1 second. Where the hell's my notepad? Notepad, where did you go?
Writing down everyone's name.
Uh-huh.
All right. You have Rugwin, who just goes by Rug.
Uh-huh.
You have Corrina, Corrina. Vorastrix, Vorastrxx.
Wait,
Tiefling
what,
female.
say that again for me? The last thing?
Vorastrix. First guy was a human male. This one is a tiefling female.
Okay, let me... Uh-huh.
Next, you have Bajoric, Whisperbeard. And Bajoric is BJORRIC. That is your dwarf male.
Uh-huh.
You have Antha Swiftquill, gnome female. That's your artificer's type, with the specialty for like ship runes, levitation runes, floating runes, things like that, repairing them.
Okay.
You have Samora Brightscale, a dragonborn male.
Uh-huh.
You have Elias. It's the only name they give you, Elias. That is a half-elven male.
Uh-huh.
You have Grev, Grev.
Uh-huh.
You have Wern Stormchaser, self-named, halfling male.
How do you spell the first name?
Wryn, Wern.
Storm Chaser, right?
Yep. That's your secondary helmsman.
Okay.
You have an individual who only gives their name as Trinket, human female. That's your jack of all trades.
Okay.
And then you have Zarix, Zarix, and they are your, I wouldn't say your only cartographer, but they specialize in it. Versus Galen, which is good at reading maps.
Yeah.
He couldn't exactly draw and do all the magic required to make the islands move to be in proportion with where they are.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Okay. Sure, it's been more than 5 minutes for our break, so we're probably good to go.
Yep.
So,
I'm gonna need a list. I'm gonna need Grev and Xerix again. So I'm writing them down too, so in case one of us isn't here. Grev was like race, and that's it. That's all I needed.
We don't know.
Grav,
Yeah.
Grev?
you have no idea.
Okay. And Xerix don't know either.
That's what
Zarix is a water genasi. Androgynous. All right. Kelly, you want to go ahead and give us a count in? Please.
You're already good.
We're live.
Oh shit.
We're already there?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
We're not during these like small mini breaks. We're not like taking off camera. We're
Oh, I
here,
forgot we
so
don't
we
leave.
can talk to.
Oh, I'm lost in the sauce. I forgot.
There's a lot
Oh,
to get through with no ads. Just saying.
I
forgot.
we don't leave.
I forgot we don't leave.
Take two.
Take two. I need one of those snapping things. You know what would be a great segue into this? Hey, Paige, how you doing? Thank you so much for being here and letting us borrow you from Grimm's Dungeon. Won't you? What are they about? What do they got going on?
Oh, bro, what do we?
As I catch you, as you just got done shoveling snacks into your mouth.
Yeah, look, bro. Okay, here's the snacking space. It's a safe space.
It
for
is. It's
snacks.
a safe snacking space.
But yeah,
Let
come
no
check
one
out
tell
Grimm's
you otherwise.
Dungeon. We'll be doing something on Saturday.
I'm doing something.
We're doing something. That's all I got
Okay.
for you.
Keep
That's what I
talking. I
get.
need like 10 more seconds to open my snacks.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I got it. I got mine open.
I'm losing it.
I won't say what's going on, but as many of you know, I may or may not have had a life event last Friday, and some of my friends who love me so much, and they know that I love snacks, and I was in a very particular branch of the military. They gave me Crayola-shaped fruit snacks. So, thank you, player Doc. We appreciate it.
To be fair, you've been missing your daily crayon intake, so I'm just helping you out.
Thanks, bud.
We just gotta make sure of the fact that you have enough, you know? We gotta feed those 2 brain cells so that they hit more often.
All 2 of them.
Oh.
All right. You got your business handled for getting part of the ship reconstructed.
Mm-hmm.
The work starts almost immediately because I imagine you would tell them to do so.
Yeah. Because it'll probably take like about a week and a half to get that all taken care of anyway. So yeah, he will tell them to do it immediately, just to make sure like we're ship worthy.
As you're on the ship, hanging out. Are you staying on the ship? You're not going anywhere else?
Yeah. No.
Okay. After about an hour of just hanging out, some people have already begun to kind of show up and not drop their things off, but just like you say, they're dropping like basically like a day bag.
Yeah.
Like the very like close things they want to make sure they do get on the ship.
Yeah.
After about an hour, you see about 5 more individuals walking up, carrying.
He would also give them a note just to make sure.
Okay.
That's like he says like if a very tall woman on this ship, like very muscular, asks them what the hell they're doing, hand this off to her.
Smart. Yep.
You see they have hammers, tools, they're carrying bags with tools, some is carrying like lumber over their shoulder, and they just walk right onto the ship. And then they see you, they smile, and they kind of like wave a note, and they walk over to you.
Afternoon.
Afternoon. My name's Ziggle, and this is Ziggle and my boys. Hands you a note.
Words. Cool.
all the thing on the bottom that says is Drac. That's the only thing she pays attention to.
Pretty much. Okay.
We're gonna get started because we're on a timeline.
Right. Okay.
Is there anything that needs to be moved out of any of the rooms that are being reconstructed?
Everything.
Where can we put it?
In the captain's quarters.
For us.
Yep.
And they head down to the
Zahn
level.
Is going to go into her and Doc's room, and very carefully, she would be able to open the chest, right, Doc?
That's a no if I've ever heard one.
I'm trying to remember. I don't have a key to it. That's the thing. So I technically can't lock it.
Okay, so okay, so that's fine. She's going to open it, make sure that the blade is in there, and then she's going to gently place all of Doc's breakables and all that stuff. She's like, if anything, she is dealing with that. They can deal with the rest of the stuff. Because you know, Red has her urn, Eva probably has her day bag with, like, everybody carries their important stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay,
and
these are breakable.
Like, they're not even down there in a minute. You start hearing goof. And you come out and look, you can see they've already removed the grates that basically goes into like the storage area.
Yep.
And they are using the ropes on the ship to haul the heavy things out, move them aside.
Smart.
Eventually you hear them like, big lady? I'm sorry I didn't get your name.
He would have told us like her name is Zahn.
He didn't remember.
She'll come out. Yeah?
The door to the captain's quarters is kind of small. Can we just put it on the main deck?
Can you fit in the kitchen? Same door?
Same door.
Fuck. Yeah, I guess. Anything you can fit in the quarters, fit in the quarters.
He nods his head. And as you watch as Red and Eva's bed's being hoisted up.
Yep, that's a thing. Okay.
You're watching as they are. You give them an eye for a moment. You realize they're not being hasty or
Yeah.
they're going to break something, but they are moving with a purpose.
Yeah. Zahn just does not understand this. She's so used to just like tent life and having a bedroll, and that's it. But she'll go back and slowly, carefully carry this up to Draca's room and put it in like the far back corner and make sure things are on top of it so nobody can open it or anything. So, yes.
As you're in there, you see one of the guys come in. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Has like this rolled up rug. He's just like placing in the corner.
Perfect.
Within maybe an hour or two of them being there, you're already hearing like the sound of wood being broken and pulled out.
Oh boy. It's not getting players' anxiety going at all. It's fine. Yep. It's fine. But yeah, she'll stay on the ship. She'll make sure, you know, things are going. She'll help out wherever need be because, you know, it's her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna go over to, like, the person who looks to be in charge.
That would be Ziggle.
Hey, Ziggle.
Hey,
Well,
Zahn.
Little question.
Sure.
Can you make planter boxes?
Like boxes to carry plants in?
She like walks over and holds up the giant barrel of compost.
Oh, that is. That's what that is.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I wasn't going to say anything, but wow, that
It's
is.
for planting.
Yep, that's
yeah.
rich.
Yes, it is. We need it to be rich. So
We just want like a
few.
1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cube with no top.
No, like a trough to put multiple plants.
We could make a trough.
Yeah, something like that.
We could actually, if you just want to pay for the labor, we could just reuse the walls we're taking down.
Sure, that works. How much?
Yeah. Hell, it'll probably take them a day to do everything, so 2 gold.
Can I have Drakex pay you back? You know we're good for the money.
No, actually, I don't.
I get that. I'm currently broke, so
But you're also
actually,
not helping.
I am helping. Thank you. I could help more.
You could.
I could. How's that work
He
out?
hands you a hammer.
Oh no.
Can I tear things down?
See that wall with the X on
Yeah.
it? You can
Uh-huh.
see there's like a freshly painted like red X over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need that gone.
Right. Gonna put the barrel down.
How long you want the trough?
6 feet.
How
Put
wide?
on top, on the side. We'll figure out a location.
6 feet long.
Yeah.
How wide?
Like, 1.5 feet. 2
How
feet.
deep?
2 feet. On legs, maybe. Maybe I am not on legs. We're good. We don't need that.
Okay, just one.
Yeah. 2, if you can. You need that wall down?
I don't know why that wall's still standing.
Cool. Hands him back the hammer. Drops her pack. Runs at it.
I was waiting for that. I
Oh
was gonna
my
say
God.
she's gonna use
Goes
a
into
hammer.
a rage
She's gonna
and
go-
thoroughly
she's gonna
just.
shoulder bash that wall.
Full headbutt. Oh
Make a strength check.
Yep. I did say I was going into a rage.
You got that in there. You did, barely. But you got
Yep.
it in there.
Advantage. That would be a 23.
So, what you're taking down
Mm-hmm.
is the wall that did separate Red and Eva's room from Cassandra's.
Mm-hmm.
You just boom into it with your shoulder.
Yep.
Doesn't move.
Uh-huh.
Then you kind of step back and you stare at the wall really hard.
Yep.
And you're like, and you like slap it to see how like much structure
Mhm.
integrity is left. And
Yep.
on that first slap, the wall just
Just looks at it, nods, looks back at him, walls down.
and you see his guys coming right behind him with like chisels and hammers to like even out like the bit of like the broken ledges on the top
Yep.
and the bottom, but they're like
Yep.
making it flush so it can be built upon.
Perfect. My job here is done. But she'll take some of the wood up because she figures they'll be built on the main deck.
Mm-hmm. She's here.
Just do that for a little
Dooley!
bit.
Dooley! One of the guys comes over. You see him having a conversation. He walks over to you. Impressive work with the wall.
Thank you. Not my first time going through a wall.
Well, I'm going to use this wood to make your troughs.
Awesome. Just make them loose so I can carry them around and
Could you get
yeah,
these wall pieces up top?
absolutely.
Well, that'd be
She's
great.
just
I'll set my stuff up. He like excitedly hurries off.
she's going to look up from where like they've taken off the grates and she's like, clear, and yeets them up. It's her. The quickest
Make a
way.
strength check.
It's the quickest way. 22.
Yeah, the 22, you get it up there. You hear, ah!
I said clear.
Hey, you didn't hit anybody, but you just hear someone scream.
Yep.
It's a surprise wall attack. They're just like, oh
Basically, yeah.
shit! They were far enough away in the beginning anyway, but still, it's just wall.
That wall would have had sneak attack.
Oh boy.
Foster, what are you up to? Did
Oh,
you go with
Lord.
tactics to handle business and try and find this library, or did you go off on your own?
No, I think I went with Drakics. I think.
It's Foster and Drac. After you finish giving instructions what you want to do, you pay. Where are you moving on to? Trying to find that library?
Reconvene
Yeah.
with the group.
Is Red with us?
Redwood, did you go with them?
Yeah.
So the three of you, Red,
We're going
you
to find that supposed
boringly
library.
follow along as he gives instructions on changes to be made.
With whatever input from Red as to how their room should be. So that way, it's just like he makes a suggestion, looks at Red, picks another one, looks back at Red. He's just like, I'm trying to make sure the fact that you're happy, because I know the moment I make you happy, Eva and Cass will be happy, and everybody else will just be whatever at the end of it. But after that, yeah, we're gonna go try to find the library.
Okay. I need you to make. One of you can make an investigation check. Excuse me, two of you can make your own, or one of you can make one with advantage.
I'm gonna give advantage because I have a 0.
Okay.
I can
I have a
make
goose
this
egg,
check.
so yeah.
I can make
It's
this check.
between the two of you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Roll with advantage. Give me an investigation check, please.
That's a 5 and a 6 for a total of 11.
Paige!
I don't know. I'm not stupid. Yeah, no, that is a 5 and a 6. Yep, uh-huh. Look, Foster's very easy to distract.
Yeah, Drac knows.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a gold coin was flashed in the air, and Foster immediately just went, shiny!
Yeah, pretty much. Oh.
As what would be Foster's vice?
Oh. Ooh. I think it's like betting and gambling and like games, like
Oh,
cards. and
so
shit.
Drac. That's...
As you're walking around trying to find this library, each of you are looking around. Foster, your attention's pulled off to the right as you hear the telltale sign of dice being thrown, coins being exchanged, and cards being shuffled.
Let's check this place out. And I peek in just to see what's going on.
She grabs Foster by the back of the shirt. No, that's not what we're doing.
You don't have to come.
Drac is also at that point just gonna grab her shoulder and just start dragging her away, and just like, now is not the time.
Hey, well, we're in a new city. We're exploring. Now is the perfect time to make some friends.
So this is gonna be the important question at this moment in time,
Mm-hmm.
because Drac also likes to gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Is he positive or negative gambling debts?
Well, I mean, you paid off one debt already.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
And as you kind of are pulling her away, you do notice like the sign up top. It is a wooden sign that has a depiction of what looks to be some kind of like cyclone or tornado style like artwork with coins flying out the top on the drawing. And then underneath it, in like this kind of curved text, it just says the Grand Whirlwind.
Does anybody recognize his voice? Does he hear anybody calling out to him as he spoke loud enough to be heard as he starts to drag her away?
No one really seems to recognize your voice or your visage. But
Okay, good. So this isn't one of his normal gambling spots. Okay, we're fine. We're good. He's trying not to spend any more money currently. He's just like, nope, let me find the rest of the team, and then we can figure it out from there.
Okay.
And maybe gamble afterwards. Currently, that is not the plan. So he's gonna help Red and drag her away, even if she's gonna like dig her heels in.
Genuinely.
as you look over Foster, you can just see there is an incredibly attractive female in a bit of a snug dress, kind of holding a drink. And she kind of sees you and winks. No coins for the whirlwind today?
I'll come back later. Don't you worry.
You can see she's sitting on a stool
I
that's
know.
right at the entrance door.
I
Like
know.
she's supposed to be there.
Yeah, I know.
Drac's eyes are forward as he drags her away because he knows he would be inside already. If not, he's forcing himself to walk. And all mumbling is just, not now, not now. In Draconic, it's just, nope, later on, later, gamble later, find everyone first. And all she would hear is just him muttering under his breath. So definitely Red hears the gamble later, not now. Pretty
How do you
seduce,
expect-
pretty later.
How do you expect to learn anything about this compass if you don't talk to anyone?
He continues to walk, kind of like drag her for about like a good 10 minutes.
How long
and
do
then
you
lets-
fight, Foster?
I'm not really fighting. I am like, if they're dragging me, I'm limp. Like, I'm making them work.
Red's not gonna drag her far. Red's gonna drag her away, and the second she goes limp, she's just walking off.
He's just gonna eventually just wrap his tail around her waist and just let her just be dragged. And as she meant, so she's just like laying on the ground, wrapped in his tail currently, and he's
like,
just walking.
You have pouty face while you're being dragged.
Yeah, I think I'm just, like, I'm trying to help here. I'm trying to talk to people, to figure out, to make connections, and, like, answer the questions that you guys have, and you guys are not letting me do work, so I'm just gonna be useless, I guess, because that's all you think I am. I'm just useless, so.
Actually, if I thought you were useless, I would have thrown you off of this over the ship ages ago.
If I thought you were useless, I would have lit you on fire by now. As you can see, you're not on fire.
So you are currently not Cloud Chow nor Barbecue. So clearly, we have a use for you. So you're gonna stop pouting and walk with us? And he is actually gonna stop at that moment and just like look down at her, and then just unfurl his tail from around her, and just wait for her to get up.
I will stand up.
He's like, after we find everyone at the library, we should be able to at least have some idea of where to find something. And if not, from there, we have other ways of finding people to get something. As you know, oh, well, you probably forgot because you were drunk. But anyway.
Don't you think if it was in a book, someone would have found it already? Maybe the person who wrote the book.
Supposedly, anything that is found in a book could also be considered not to be found, as stories change words based on who's written them, as history is decided by the victors.
You lost me at stories.
That's fine. No worries. He just continues to walk off at this moment in time.
Yeah, I'll just
Oh,
follow him.
Red's been walking. Like, Red has not stopped.
Yeah, he
A
knows.
little
He
bit
knows.
to catch up. No, we're not. Okay, never mind.
Well, the three of you are going to be wandering for some time.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless we have some fun.
Uh-oh.
Which is
Do
both
it. Red's in the mood to light something on
Fly.
fire.
That means rolling for the day.
Can I fly and get a better vantage point to try and... Not that my perception is anything, but...
So I rolled exactly a 25.
Uh-huh.
I decided that 1 through 25, something would happen.
Okay.
Okay.
So yes, absolutely. You do wish to take to the skies?
Yeah, I'm flying. I wanna, I just thought about how, like, she lifts off like an inch off the ground and then remembers how Drax and people reacted when she disguised self in the public, and so she just like ducks into an alley, and I'll cast invisibility on myself and then fly up.
As you go to...
I'll be right back, I say to Drax as I'm invisible.
Kind of swiftly try to duck into an alleyway. You slam and almost tackle somebody on accident.
Sorry.
And you can see the doc on his ass, staring up at you, with Eva next to him, Cassandra giggling.
Oh. Hey, guess who did it? Guess who succeeded and found them?
Drac is immediately gonna turn and just look at Doc on the floor
Doc's getting up.
and just like, did you mean to do that?
The
Yeah.
wizard's never early nor late. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Big eye roll from Foster.
Touche.
Jesus.
Drac is just
Perfection.
I've been holding on to that
Drac
one
gives him a
day
thumbs
one.
up.
I've been waiting for that day one, by the way. Is one that
That was beautiful. Is Red still next to us, or is she still walking off?
I'm standing a good distance away.
You
Drac
hear
is like
some
waving
commotion,
her.
Red. You hear some commotion.
Drac is just waving her over, as he's also trying not to giggle. But she could definitely see it even from there. He's holding it back, and he's not successful.
Well, we were on the way to the library. I think I stopped before we went there.
Ah,
Cool.
we kind of got
Lost.
kind of like lost, looked at Foster, and just
Not
like
lost.
Did you ever find Zon?
Exploring.
Yes, we found
Yeah.
Zon. She's currently on the ship. They're doing some remodeling. We have a crew.
She got her dirt.
Okay, good.
Smells like
good.
shit.
Well, it's manure, so yeah. That's
Yeah.
how that works.
Okay, whatever. It's bad. Just fair
Oh.
warning.
I'll freshen the air. It's fine.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I have a feeling the crew's going to opt to have a hanging off the back garden?
Doc looks over to Evo. We have some things to talk about. Probably not best to hear in the streets.
We have
Mhm.
a lot of things to talk about.
And he just and Drac just looks at him and is like, when don't we have things to talk about?
Oh, don't worry. Your bad is about to get a whole lot worse. But it's fine.
Okay.
We have a
It's-
plan.
Let's go somewhere that we can talk.
Back
Uh,
to the ship? Wait, no, you said we have a crew there. Where can
Library?
we can make that work, I think.
We
Sometimes
could.
libraries have little study rooms.
I mean, some of them, yeah.
the ones doing
Yeah.
God I did. So
I mean, this is like a nice ass place.
we'll see. We'll go look and see. Need to look into things up
Would
there anyways.
would Eva know if there's a publicly available library?
Of the three you can recall, you know there is one that is public and open. The other one is exclusive. Is the best way I can put it.
Yeah. Would she remember where it is?
You would.
Yeah, I'll start
You would
walking.
need to
then.
head to the Navigators Guild.
All right.
Which you, Drakix, how do I put this? You haven't had any direct interactions with this guild, but you do know it is an established, accredited guild that anyone worth their weight that actually has like a navigator's ring, they've gone through a lot of schooling to be able to earn that ring and that right to say they are a navigator.
Yeah.
Because you know any Joe Schmo off the street can say, oh yeah, I can navigate things. But no, if someone's been through that process, they can get you out of anything with hardly even a map half the time.
Yeah. These are the people that you want to take care of the ship.
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It costs a very shiny platinum to get them, probably, but that's beside the point.
Yep. So you do head further inland, a bit more westward as well, but eventually you do come across kind of the Navigators Guild area, and each guild on this island does have kind of like their own area of influence. There's no like territory, I would say, but just wherever the merchant and wherever the guild itself, whether it be the Merchants Guild, the Navigators Guild, even the Shipwrights Guild, wherever their main operations is at on the island, they have kind of an extension of most of their members, workers, studiers, students, professors, and teachers live within a radius of that central place. So here you find yourself in what's known as the Navigator's Ward.
Okay.
Within it, there is the library. head inside. No one stops you. It's a public place. You can head inside. It's about 3 stories. Easy enough to find yourself a room that's not being used, and then a door that closes.
Eva, why don't you explain to them what's going on? I'm going to go look for a couple books.
Don't get lost. I'm coming to check on you in 10 minutes.
I should be back in before then with the books.
You're dumb.
I'm
Drac
not
just
even-
looks over. It's like, I'll find you if anything. Don't worry.
Well, welcome back. Glad you found everything. Glad Zon's okay. I got a letter last night from my sire. He's on the island, and he wants us to come see him so that he can talk about my potential in the future. I told him we would see him at the end of the week, which gives us roughly 7 or 8 days to, figure our shit out. And I went to go visit the graveyard to pay my respects to my husband and introduce Cassandra because we haven't been back here since then. And then we were walking and talking about dealing with the sire, and I got a vision? A memory? Still not sure what that is. From my god about getting a holy weapon to help deal with my sire and contain him so that we can put him where Red is. That's about the long and short of it. Problem is, I went to a temple and I asked around and they don't know where the weapon is, so now we have to go searching around the island for it. Or at least for information of it.
Like, imagine Foster's is all over her head, like, the what?
Yeah. Eva just points to herself. Half vampire, tied to full vampire. Vampire needs to go bye-bye.
Wait, how much does Foster actually know about what red is?
Nothing.
Nothing.
She knows
Cool.
nothing.
Yeah,
So
I'm caught
she
on
needs
that,
to take
too. I
Red's
don't-
place. Okay.
She already knows Eva's a vampire.
Yeah,
She's had her memory taken from her.
I knew
from her.
that.
hmm But the red one is where she's hung up. Got it.
I'm hung up there. I'm hung up. What magic weapon?
Good question.
Holy weapon?
Spear of some kind. That's literally all I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're trying to put him where?
In a temple
This-
on another island, in a statue.
Right.
We're gonna shove him into a box. That's the best way of putting it. Don't worry.
Right. Right.
No, that's actually literally what we're gonna do. We're gonna shove him in a box and hope he stays.
Sure. And I'm eyeing Red, just like with confusion.
Right. So, how much have you heard about how the islands were raised?
I don't. Not much.
Right.
You know.
How much have you heard about why they were raised?
Well, and it just like the ground is bad. The floor is lava. I don't know.
Very
I have no
appropriate.
idea.
Right.
This is what Foster has retained from history class, folks.
The floor is lava.
I deal with it.
God.
It's technically
Funny
true.
enough, the actual taught history isn't far off.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basically,
Lava
ground
is
equal
just-
bad.
Yeah.
Ground bad, floor lava. That is what I've got here. That's what I'm working with.
That's how she's understood it. That's works. But then the question now is, how does she know what lava is?
Jeez.
There are fire spells that mimic it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Some islands may have lava on them.
So if we're going the short version of the story,
I mean, you might as well tell her the whole thing. It's not like we don't have time.
very true. All right. So, in essence, there is a being called the Everhunger that is on the surface, or was on the surface, and now is contained. It literally devours everything. And the only way it can be contained, or could be contained, was through 3 sacrifices. A djinn, a dragon, and the phoenix.
Sure. I'm
Yeah, well, fine. Right, so the rest of it. I am a fragment of the phoenix? The rest of me inside the box. The Everhunger tears into that bit of me constantly. Trying to get out. And I need, not need, I want to regain that piece of myself. So,
let it out.
which is why we need to put her sire there, because the reason why I think that it works is because I am immortal. So putting another immortal self-healing being in there would work.
Cool. I thought we needed 3 sacrifices to entomb this guy, like the 3 sacrifices for the
no
hungry guy. So
no.
Okay, no. Cool. Okay, I'm seeing the vision.
Also, very important, do not tell anyone about any of it, really. Especially not the Phoenix part. No one knows. I mean, not no one, but very few limited people know.
It's also not generally
believed?
welcome knowledge.
Right. And also there are people after me for parts for magic spells. In any case, just best to keep that one to yourself.
Cool. Right. Yeah, of course. Of course.
That's why I can light myself on fire and not get hurt.
That all is making sense.
Right. All of the fire and the attitude and,
Oh, that comes from the Phoenix too? I thought that was just you, dear.
It's earned with age.
Something of a creature constantly attacking your soul, I guess, would make me grumpy, so.
Right. Well, fortunately.
Do we have to go to the box?
We've already been to the box once before. That's where we were when we came up to the ship. Right. Right.
So, okay, but that's still, like, do you have to take him to the box?
I think we're trying to figure that out. I had to be close to the box to get sucked into it. So,
my guess, well, I'll leave it at this. My hope is that if we can at least restrain him, contain him, not even really
Okay.
sure what the spear is going to do to him. Just
Mhm.
it bound a Titan being with chains of light.
Right.
So read into that what you will. But
Okay.
my hope, my expectation is that if we can at least bind him, my wonderful mischievous patron can step in and do the legwork on getting him to the box. He's
While
an archetype after
also,
all.
right, did we ask them to take me out when they put him in, or is it just a put him in situation?
I haven't gotten that far yet because we're still trying to figure out how to restrain him in the first.
Right, right. I'm sure this must be a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I feel like there's steam coming out of her ears as she's trying to understand everything?
I mean, she's a blue tiefling, so it would totally make sense.
And
Right.
hey, DM.
Yeah.
My religion is dog shit, but
Mhm.
my thought is they've talked about this spear restricting this Titan, and I'm wondering if that rings any sort of bells
Actually, would be-
religion-wise.
yeah, that'd be something that Red would be curious of too, because she's
I was
actually
gonna ask
I-
if Drac knows any stories
It
based
might
off
not
of
be
that
enough.
description.
Yeah. That's
Humbly
kind of-
state, Foster, you do not have the modifier required to even reach the DC.
Damn.
needed.
I have a plus
Like I
6.
said, dog shit, but
I mean, you can still roll and see what you get. Could always be a nat 20.
Nah. Okay. So restrain a real full vampire.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Mhm.
not even just that. Vampire Lord, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's old. He's been around the block a while.
Yep.
Old.
mhm.
He's been around the block a couple of times, probably.
Uh-huh. Yikes.
He's probably worked every corner in the city at least once.
I wish I could remember. That would be funny.
It has been, speaking of remembering, it has been suggested that we actually look into people who are missing memories, missing skills that they once had.
The painter.
Yeah, we met someone.
Really?
Right. Yes.
Beautiful painting
Used to.
before. What is
Yeah.
it? 2 days, 3 days ago? He said.
So I wasn't listening very well because I thought it was nothing.
It was recent. He said like it happened like a day or two. Correct?
Right. It hasn't been that long. Perhaps after the library we should go talk to them. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been to one temple. They didn't really have anything to go on, but there are 2 more I can look into. With a little less detail, as I've been advised, but there's really nothing to go on except that I know it exists. Which kind of sucks. And that's
Is there anything else beyond spear and magical restraints that you remember, like physically what may have looked like? Was there like a curved edge to the blade? Was there
I mean, it's old, so I mean, of course, it's also a holy weapon, so that doesn't mean much. Nothing in particular. Just that
Okay.
it was in the middle of some insane battle. Titans and gods and all sorts of things.
got it?
Which is probably what Doc's looking into right now, because knowing him would be his forte.
And Ocean 11's cut to Doc.
I was waiting for that.
Yep.
You want me to just list up the books the type of books I'm looking for, and roll?
No, I want to role play it. What are you doing?
Doc will start off with a fairy tale section
Okay.
because
for?
I am looking for mentions of compass or anything to do with holy weapons, or just like heroes that wielded holy weapons.
Okay.
And I figure a fairy tale would be a good start, and we'll move up from there.
Okay. I would say, of course, every child and every storyteller wants to write things that give children hope, give them something to obsess over, something to smile and laugh about. It doesn't really get complex. It's a lot of, heroic tales broken down to very simple stories, or just factual stories all over. So, that in mind, give me an investigation check.
All right. 16.
With a 16, you find a couple of children's books, but then you find one in particular that is known as, it just says, can't really think off the hip too fast right now. Give me a half a second here.
You're good. I know the problem comes with a book name.
Let's do... You see, it is called Featherfoot and the Compass, and it's a story about a Harengon child who is looking for a way to help find all of his friends, because they went to go play hide and go seek without him, and he wanted to show them he could find them without being told where they were.
Mm-hmm. Does this compass remind me of the rumors that Jackers told me about?
You could make that jump for certain, but again, it's a child's tale.
Yeah, no, it won't pertain to specifically what I'm looking for.
Right.
I was just thinking, like, if there's a child's tale that lined up with Doc's knowledge of history, given he's gotten a decent insight of what things used to be like.
True.
So there was always the off chance that someone hid really, dangerous knowledge in a children's book. I mean, pretty clever.
It would be.
See, that's gone. That's no longer an option. He'll move off to more. Do I want to go straight into the historics? Yeah, I think going to historical records of this island specifically would be the best call.
Okay. And go ahead and give me another investigation check, please.
Same parameters. Jeez. 15.
With a 15, you don't find anything that's remarkable or out of the ordinary.
Would this library have a section for holy text?
This one would.
Okay. That would be probably the last section Doc would check.
Okay. It's your third and final attempt to try and grab at some knowledge. Give me an
Go
investigation.
find the librarian, damn it.
Oh, it's better. 17.
17? Okay. Unfortunately, you're not finding anything that really grabs out at you. A lot of retelling of the same stories that you already know, different perspectives, some different details here and there, but nothing that really catches you.
So time to start thinking outside the box then. and I have a dumb idea that might work.
Do it.
Doc will head back to the group, empty-handed, which I'm sure will surprise some people.
At the exact 10-minute marker, the door opens.
Doc will shut it behind him as they're finishing up the conversation. Well, I hope I'm not interrupting too much of the story.
I might just see Foster with like head in hands,
Yeah.
just like eyes wide, just mind blown.
Not like this.
There's an aspect to the story that hasn't been told to the group yet, so I'll have to fill everyone in later.
There's
It'll be
more?
fine.
Yeah, sorry. So first off, obviously, I'm sure everyone kind of expect, at least Eva, you probably expect this. No information pertaining to what we're looking for here, compass or spear.
Called it.
It was worth the wild shot, you know. But that being said, I have a dumb idea that might work. The problem is, I don't think we should do it before meeting your sire.
We could.
I think it could be.
I got a scroll from the Flamekeeper, remember?
Yes, I just don't know if it's a good idea to do it before meeting him.
Well, the nice part about having that is that if we decide to go into the Dream Realm, or even deal with anything related to it, he gave us a scroll of non-detection, so we could at least hide for a while.
Well, okay, given that, would you like me to learn the spell? That way we have more than one use of it.
Can you do that?
I'm a wizard. I can learn any spell.
That's a high level spell, isn't it?
Non-detection? What level is it?
I think it's a 5th, isn't it?
If it's 5th, I can learn it. I have 5th level spells. Oh, wait.
Please hold.
Yep.
I'm also... Oh no, it's only a 3rd.
Yeah, I didn't think it was
Shit, I
that
gonna
high.
say.
Yeah.
I thought it was a 5th, okay.
Yeah, no,
It's
I can learn
third
it.
level.
It'll just take me
Shit.
it'll take me what? First addition, I reach level 4 hours to learn it.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have.
Third
But-
level, non-concentration, so you can just keep casting it on people.
It
Yeah.
lasts for 8 hours per casting.
Mm-hmm.
And I go and unfortunately it does consume it does have a consumption, which does
Mm.
suck.
Ooh, sure does.
Yeah, it does.
Mhm. It's not a good one either.
Nope.
Well, we had the money for it.
I mean, yeah, but also,
It's not the what it is not good. For those who don't know, it is diamond dust. 25 gold worth of diamond dust specifically. Which ironically we had at one point, didn't we? But we sold it.
Yep.
But I'm sure there's a jeweler in town we can buy some from.
I mean, yeah.
I would need more paper though.
It would also add up pretty quickly if we do that regularly.
Mm-hmm. Which this isn't something have to do regularly. If we do it, the reason I don't think we do it before meeting your sire is there's a chance that after meeting your sire, he'll stop harassing us when we do it.
That depends on what he wants and how I respond to what he wants.
Exactly. So I said there's a chance of it.
Problem is, I can't really accept anything that he wants.
Out of principle, I understand that.
Oh, it's not just principle. I mean, I made a deal. If I go back on that deal, Cassandra gets her curse.
Well, there's nothing saying you can't trick him. In fact, the Fae will appreciate the trick.
Eva just stares at Doc like he's grown another head. If you would like to try that, by all means.
I'm
But
talking about tricking your sire, not your patron.
I don't have a different answer for that. If you would like to certainly try that, you can go ahead. But you're talking about somebody who's ancient.
I also agree with this plan.
You're not helping.
Look, it's a matter of you can you can agree to him as long as he doesn't make you do any kind of binding pact with it. It is something you can easily go back on with your sire. That's how I see it, at least. But obviously, that's a principal thing for you. So I won't force you to do that if you don't want to. I'm just saying it's an option.
I don't know. You'd have to see what it is.
Yeah, seeing what the offer is first is always will probably be the best call. If it is an offer at all.
Yeah. I've had that thought.
I've already
What-
thinking of ways
what-
to get people out of there if need be. I don't think we take casts, that's for sure.
Problem is, there's no one here I can leave. Well, actually, that's not true.
Galen.
No. Well, I mean, yes, but the temple that I visited has offered the three of us, motioning to Doc and Cass, sanctuary for a short time, which was very hard to convince them to do, considering undead.
Well, yeah.
But she could stay at the temple as well if need be.
That would be the safest place for her.
Yeah.
You know, they would understand why we would be doing it too. So.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was really unnerving to some of the clerics to just see a vampire walk into the building and
Oh.
not get burned to death.
I'm just glad they didn't realize I was a necromancer. I think that would have made it a little bit more awkward.
I would say, Eva, while you may have certain features, you don't have like pale
yeah.
skin, gaunt flesh. You know, like, oh,
Yeah.
she's a vampire. Like, you just
No, it's just a red
You don't have
eye.
the signboard over you that says, I'm a vampire.
yeah.
No, just let's not mind the red eyes that are peering at you from the darkness. It's fine.
Listen,
Tieflings.
some people can just be born with red eyes, you know?
I know.
Hashtag tieflings.
Hashtag
There's some-
albinos.
yeah.
But I don't know.
We
I've
have
always-
time to think on this.
It's not even that. I feel like everywhere we go, we just never have enough information, and I don't know where to go to get more information.
That's the
I
type
need-
we're looking for.
Yeah. I'll have to go pay those two temples a visit, though. You're
So,
still looking for a compass, too, aren't you? Kind of looks at Drakix.
that closest thing I found to that conference, by the way, was a children's fairy tale, by the way.
Yes.
I'm
Traffic.
gonna do a stupid right now.
What would you like to do?
Was there ever given like a description of like what the compass looks like?
No.
So it's just like a compass and that's it.
No one knows.
Got it. Okay.
From what you told Doc, but the rumors that people would potentially break the law of the deep, Doc has an idea of where it could be. If it does exist.
Drac in this moment in time, everybody sees he kind of already has like a forked twig that he kind of just like pulls out and starts twirling in his fingers. And he thinks about the stories of this ethereal compass, and he considers it ethereal because there's no solid thing to it. And he's just gonna cast Locate Object.
Okay. As you complete casting this spell, you're envisioning this kind of divine, celestial, ethereal, compass-like device. We're going to take a short break. Because we need to take our break so we can keep on schedule with running our ads while there's no storytelling. So we're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. And players go, you're welcome to go to the restroom, get water, whatever. I'll be hanging out. And how's it going in there?
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
Oh, you know. Might be already doing renovations.
Yeah.
Come.
I might have.
That's a lot of space for 2 adults.
And a kid.
And I mean, yeah, but Cass isn't that much.
True. I might have found another way that we actually don't have to modify either of, like, the main rooms. So, but it will be up to me to allow such a cramped space.
Yes, approve it first.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
So basically, we're
I'll
showing
send you
Foster with Drakkix, is what I'm saying.
I'll send you a screenshot. Hold on. Where did it go? So this is not
Excuse me.
It
done.
will happen, by the way.
Yep. That there. Thoughts. Does that make sense?
I'm guessing the beds are doubled up. Like,
Yeah.
technically, like, 'cause
Yeah,
it's a
they
top-down
would be
view.
doubled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bunk beds. So
Yeah. Like, we could even get rid of the storage.
Yeah, hang on. I'm just checking something.
Freaking Navy living cramped quarters bunk bed.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, they hired 10 people. We didn't need 10 people, but they hired 10 people.
We didn't even ask price on what it would cost.
No.
Like, we're gonna run out of money, you guys.
That's Cassie's problem. we don't get paid. They do.
Did the wall that the stairs is attached to move
Yes.
at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like, that would have to stay. We added a wall beside it. Right, and then at the north side of where the beds are, that's on the post. So, like, I took into account where the mast would be.
Mm-hmm.
There's an easy way to pay people. It's called We Become the Pirates B always wanted us to be.
That is true.
I mean,
I'm absolutely here to be pirates.
what? No, I don't want anything like that. No.
Yeah,
Please,
sure.
please be upstanding citizens.
That's why you gave us a ship and put us in an ocean and said, you know, you're on your own, figure it out.
I didn't put you in an ocean.
Yeah, you did.
Who built the world?
You're clearly not on the ground. So we have to get out.
Clutches fake pearls. Yeah.
It was funny because Brandon sent me an image of the island. He's like, "How does this look for you?" And I'm like, "Sir, this is your world, not mine."
I
Why are
was
you
just looking
asking
for a
me?"
vibe check. That's all.
Yeah.
So you know, stream can't see and hear us.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
We're gonna make that into a GIF, B.
That's fine. Like many who came before me, I understand everything I do is clippable or gifable. And I know one day it's going to come back to haunt me horribly. I'm either going to be on a t-shirt, or I'm going to be on a blanket, or I'm going to be on something.
I
we-
still I still say we should record before stream for TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Probably.
At least as long as TikTok will be around.
I mean, we still have the images of Brandon in his cat maid outfit, so.
We do. And they're
Yeah,
also
that-
on YouTube if anybody ever wants to go back and watch
Learn
them.
that lesson quick.
Don't set a goal.
Don't set a goal. Don't set a goal. Don't do it.
It's like the community may not do it, but we will. We definitely will hit that goal for you.
You have to make the goals harder to hit.
It's too late. We're gonna turn it into an emote now.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
It will live forever.
I think it's already a Discord emote.
I think it already is a Discord emote.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it is.
But now it shall be everywhere.
Everywhere. Alright, done. Did we get him ran? All right, cool. Everybody back?
Back.
If you're not here,
Yeah.
say so.
I'm not here.
Are we here? Where are we?
I'm
We could
here.
be anywhere.
We could be
anywhere.
anywhere.
So as you cast this spell, and you reach out to the 1,000-foot radius
Yeah?
that
I
it
bet
gives
so.
you. I had to think for a minute if it was the radius or diameter. Radius.
Radius is the half. Diameter is the full circle.
Yeah. You focus in, and you're trying to really grasp what this object could be. And you start to get like a ping here, there. You get a couple, but they don't stay. They seem to shift. And then you just lose the spell.
Damn.
More of a shot.
Yeah, it was a long shot. But at least we know it's not anywhere in the city. And thinking about it, trying just nonchalantly, it would be very interesting if your sire actually had it.
It's not impossible.
It's not.
When
He is claimed to be the one who raised the island.
Speaking of Eva, I did some quick math number crunching. It's about a 3.5-day journey.
I will keep that in mind.
Oh, excuse me.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Red is out of the box
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and inside the box. So
Yeah.
why do we think that if you were to be successful, that your sire would also be partly out of the box? And are we concerned about that?
Wouldn't because of the nature of how Red's immortality works. The
Right.
reincarnation, whereas his is not reincarnation.
Correct.
'Cause
I
You were
wasn't
fully in the
sup-
box, but then
I was, yes. I was not supposed to have a part of me outside of the box. They did not
Uh-huh.
count on my reincarnation.
Mhm.
At least a normal one.
I mean, even if he is partly outside the box, that limits, what, 90% of your current power?
Yeah.
Right, I'm nowhere near what I should be.
Cool.
He would be a much easier entity to deal with if he were to create a problem.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Improvement still. Did you volunteer for that?
So.
Yes, but no?
No. The answer is entirely no.
Let's put it
Another
this way. We're
long
happy
story.
we saved the world, but we're not happy about how we did it.
Right. Right. It had to be forced upon me.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, there's also more to the story that we hadn't told you.
Much
Not
more.
Do
Now's
I
as good
need
a
to
time as
know
any.
it today?
Probably no.
Don't make the poor woman's
Jack-
brain bleed, please.
Drac just leans over to Foster and just pats her on the top of the head. It's okay. We've all been there.
I'm still wrapping my head around a new development in the story that only me read knowledge of right now.
Right.
So once I have a better grasp on that, is when I'll tell the rest of you.
Okay, sounds good. And Drac just
Yeah.
thumbs up. Doesn't even bother questioning it. He knows Doc. He ain't worried about it. He's like, okay.
I was gonna
Not
be
he
like,
knows
what if I could
Ed, and
help
he's
you
not
through
worried about
that?
it. It's he knows Doc, and he's not worried about it.
Listen, Drac ain't the smartest tool in the shed. He's definitely one of the sharpest, but he's also one of the bluntest at the same time. So it doesn't.
It's very
just,
true.
He's
So
like a
get him in a
pickaxe.
fight,
One
yeah.
side, the things he's good at, very sharp. Things he's not good
Exactly.
at, hella dull.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's not a double-bladed sword.
Right,
It's
right.
not.
He's a reverse blade katana.
Exactly.
Oh no, we
No,
did
no, no,
not
no.
make a Rurouni Kenshin reference
we
in
did.
this freaking. Oh my god.
He's a
Don't worry,
warp that Zon can wield.
Okay, so what do we need before we go to see him?
Information, time, supplies.
Better clothing.
Supplies? What
I would prefer to have some fail-safes in place to get out of his manor in case we need to. I know Doc is already thinking of his wondrous ways that he can do his amazing magic, but also Vampire Lord. So, little concerned on that front.
He is a caster as well, so he might be able to counter most of my methods because he's definitely more powerful than I am.
Okay.
It would take a few days to get there, so we would have to leave roughly 4 days from now. Actually, no, sorry. You have 10 weekdays, so that would be 6 days from now.
We're on day 2 of week 1.
Okay.
Nope, that math is still right.
I do think he is a lord, both in vampire title and in actual public. To go to him and not dressed at least
Oh,
somewhat
yeah.
decently.
He is a noble. You will need some formal attire. Some of us already have some from another visit we made with Lord Ildar, but if you don't have any or would like some new ones, might not be a bad idea to go shopping.
Yes, I plan on picking up a new outfit myself.
We will supervise
Jack just kinda,
Foster's
like,
shopping so that she doesn't
Looks at
spend
the
the entire
shirt,
store.
the smoky shirt for a minute, and just like, probably need to do it once anyway.
This time a proper captain cloak.
He needs
Some
proper
shopping
captain
trip.
attire at this point.
Yeah.
Because technically, if you wear your captain clothes, that is allowed in court. So therefore, it's considered noble-ish attire.
It's formal.
Yeah, he definitely needs to get some proper captain clothes now. He's just realized, he's just like, wait, I'm captain of a ship. I don't have proper threads. Damn it!
Should also
looking like a fool.
should also check in with Zon and make sure she doesn't need anything.
She has a dress from her own island, but I don't think it's of the level of formality. It is very good looking on her, but she also has the remnants of that outfit from the casino.
Remnants?
It's a bit patchworked, but Probably
My
best.
God.
Probably best just to get a new outfit altogether.
Did something happen to it?
You remember how we fought in the casino? And how
Yeah.
her outfit was completely torn, and me and Red did our damnedest to patchwork it?
Right.
Oh,
No,
I thought you
I
were talking about something else. Never mind.
I remember that, but
She also
like
she
you
rips
have
it off. And
mending, don't you?
I do. How did you
Mending can
patchwork
only
it?
do so much.
It was tattered from the fight.
Hey, you could
Mhm.
fabricate it now.
I can. Yes, you're not wrong. I can. Yeah, I can do that.
I could,
Spend all 6
sadly
days
enough,
fabricating the clothes for us. Thank you.
sadly enough, like over the table, I feel like Doc saying this, he's also has a massive blush because he's just like that. He's just like trying to say like, yeah, no, I can fix it, but at the same time, it's like it looks better the way it is, so I don't want to fix it.
Kinda. Yeah.
With the stuttering, you know.
It was already a very, very lovely dress.
Uh-huh.
Yes, especially as she squashed a watermelon in her thighs.
It was quite
missed it.
talented. You did, yes.
I bet if you find a watermelon, she could do it again.
Probably.
Okay. I can get a water.
Probably just like hand it over to her, and she'll just do it without a question, and then ask afterwards, "Why am I doing this?" Probably.
There'd be more as she's doing it, she'll ask why.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I would make sure that she doesn't need anything before we start spending more money, because I know we are quickly burning through Drakix's.
Yeah. Luckily, I know her measurements, so she didn't have to go. She didn't want to.
I bet you do.
Doc has to repair her clothing enough at this point. I'm pretty sure he knows her measurements.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep,
Yeah, that's why.
yep, that's why.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
fine.
We'll go with that for now.
Yeah. Yep. Drake is just like looking at Doc on the corner of his eye. Just like, sure. That's how.
So,
Okay, I have another question. Eva, how would someone prevent the memory thing that you do? And
Drink
how
the tea.
yeah, basically, dreamless
Is it-
sleep.
Mhm.
If you can't dream, I can't take it from you.
can it only happen when someone's asleep?
Yes.
What about your sire?
Well, generally, it happens when people are asleep because that's just the easiest time to actually get dreams, proper dreams. I'm pretty sure I could do it whenever I wanted to if I actually put my mind to it.
Yeah, so then he
Because-
definitely could do it whenever.
Yes.
Yes.
And if we drink the tea, that knocked you out, yeah?
Yeah.
All the way. So
It
that
did for them. I don't know what it would do for me.
You
I mean,
don't.
it should.
I'm trying
No,
to
mean-
not
I don't have to sleep.
I mean,
can sleep.
it put the Flamekeeper to sleep.
That is true. It's
I'm just trying to
no.
make sure I don't walk out of this a vegetable.
Yeah.
It doesn't take your intellect, just your knowledge. If that
Sure,
makes sense.
either way. I
Unless
don't want that.
don't anger the sire. I guess is the only way to say
Magical
that.
sleep, dreamless sleep, being unconscious generally works. If that's the route you're okay with going.
There is
That also works.
there is a magic item that might work as well. However, I could not find it when we were perusing the magic shops.
The other
What
thing
item?
that would,
It's called a ring of mind shielding.
which I happen to have.
Cool. And that works.
If I can't read your mind, I can't get to your dreams.
Okay.
Anything that would prevent you from being mentally detached. Let me leave.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
options. Not all of them, preferred options, but they're there.
Okay. Options.
Or you
Yeah.
just be Zon and, you don't dream anyway. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
always
true.
been interesting not getting dreams from her.
What I would do to bees on, God. Sorry.
Disguise self?
Good disguise self.
Zon's twin sister?
Mm. Okay.
Also,
There's options, and we have a little time.
Also, it's also a good chance that if you're worried about specifically Foster, you don't have to come with us. He might not know you're a part of our group.
Right.
He might not even know you exist.
Possible.
You
Wouldn't
haven't.
surprise me.
He hasn't seen you with us, so
We know of.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You would be a surprise factor to him for sure.
Well,
Which is not a bad thing.
I can be invisible if a surprise would be helpful to us.
I
don't know if that would work on him. I guess.
right. I know some people can see past invisibility, and I would think he might have that.
And truly, sneaking around is not really my vibe. I normally just like lay low, and then people are like, "Oh yeah, it's just another person," not necessarily like not being seen.
It's probably best that way, honestly. But
I don't know. There's going to be a lot of variables, and at this point, it's just we have to go safe. Which is the part that I absolutely hate. It sucks. But I don't know what else to do at this point.
yeah, but we're not left with much choice. I don't think it's a good idea to ignore him and have him chase the ship again and try to take it into the dream realm.
No, definitely not. If he's powerful to do that, that is not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we have a few days. If you want to get things together, you're more than welcome to. We should probably leave day 6. Give us enough time to get there, rest, and then go meet him.
Mm-hmm.
So, gives you 4 days.
Cool.
I'll search the temples, see if I can get more information.
Do you want me to come with you?
That is entirely up to you, sir. I only brought you along this time because I figured not only would you be interested in what I'm looking into, but you could appreciate it. Because you are also a interest of undead.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it.
Well, I don't feel comfortable you going into a temple potentially by yourself with no real way of getting out.
Oh, I'll definitely bring one of you with me. There's no doubt about that. It's just a matter of who wants to come and say hi. Red could just burn the place down.
Right, I really could.
Probably not the best idea though, but yeah.
It'd burn really easily, I'm just saying.
With red fire, yes, it would. Well, that being said, we should probably go at least talk to Zahn. Fill her in.
Right,
Make sure our
probably.
ship's not broken in half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What are we doing with these extra crew anyway? Captain?
Sailing.
They are helmsmen, cartographers. We're pretty much chefs, other riggers, and he kind of gives off exactly what jobs they actually have, that of the skills that they mentioned.
So they're like the job people that we actually tell to do them.
Yeah, they will help us take care of the ship. And in the middle of combats, we could focus on protecting the ship as they actually work to make sure that we are continuing to maneuver instead of me running the helm and just leaving all of you to help fight and I'm just stuck, you know.
Right.
At least now I can help you all.
Speaking of that, I'm going to have to stop taking the tea eventually, right? Because you'll need me for fights.
He looks at you, and you can see that there's a conflict in his eye. It's like, yes, he wants you to be there to be helpful in case of anything, but also no, because he is concerned for you, even though he does not say it outright.
Yeah.
He eventually, like after a moment, he just goes, "It is your choice. I will not tell you what to do, mainly because even if I did, you are not going to listen to me anyway." But
Right. I'm asking for opinions, not commands.
Once again, I know, but
Well, all right. About the other question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
How many more doses of the tea do we actually have?
Yeah.
Because Doc's gonna at least save some to be grown.
Right.
Yeah.
And we
So
had 2 weeks already of travel.
what you have on hand is getting pretty slim. I never gave you like actually an amount,
Yeah.
but I will say you're more than likely down to your last few doses without digging into what you have set aside to be grown.
Okay.
Right. Well,
Doc will point this
perhaps.
out because he's the one who makes the tea.
Right. Perhaps we should start, or I should start, not drinking the tea to see if I can handle the nightmares.
Choice
I'm
is
go-
yours. I know we're not helping, but we can't make that decision.
Right. I know.
Red, I know that I say this for everyone, even though you're pretty sure. Well, Foster may or may not. That is completely up to Foster's choice. But the rest of us here and
Right.
Zon, I'm sure, would always be at your side, regardless, to help you through if that is the case.
Right. I just don't want to scare the crew by waking them up screaming. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure that, look, in all honesty, if they can't deal with that, then I'm just going to have to throw them overboard.
I mean, were you not going to scare them when you were awake?
That's fair. That's incredibly fair. But.
And I feel like, and
Right.
that don't matter. It's better to have a choice than to run out.
Right. Right. So, just to bring you a little up to speed, since I'm sure you don't know quite. I spent time in the box. Me.
Okay.
And for everyone else, aside from the other who was trapped in the box with me, it was like 30 seconds.
Roughly, yeah.
But for me,
it was like a blink of an eye.
Yeah. For me, it was like 20 years. And
this was like while you were with these, not like before a reincarnation or something?
No, this was while we were down underneath the clouds before we got back to the ship.
You went in.
Right.
Okay.
So I spent 20 years constantly in pain, constantly being shredded at by the claws of the Everhunger. I have felt what the other part of me feels all the time. It drove me a little more crazy than I was already.
Yeah, that checks out.
Right. So that's the nightmares that I'm talking about.
sorry. That sucks.
Not fun. So would it be less disconcerting for the crew? Or less disconcerting here? To start not taking the tea?
Might as well do it on the ship. They're going to get it one way or another.
Fair enough. Right. Okay. Do we have enough to last us 2 more weeks? Or...
No.
Great. Right, so I stop then.
Time to rip the band-aid off.
Time to rip the band-aid off.
I think we have not to go until we meet the sire. It was me and you both using it.
If I can give you a little more time where you don't have nightmares, I'll do it. So, no more tea for me.
Well, I think we used this room enough. We should probably head up and get on.
Right.
Probably take her
What time?
back to the inn and talk there.
What time would it be roughly at this point, DM?
Dot looks at his watch.
Yeah, as you look at the watch, it is late into the evening. You all have laid out a lot of detail, a lot of lore, and basically unloaded on poor Foster's brain.
Yeah.
Poor lady
There's
probably has
still-
a brain bleed.
There's still steam coming out of her ears.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's trying her best to like keep her eyes inside of her head.
Mhm.
Red
Right,
and I
we
can
should-
stay on the ship. It's up to you guys if you want to stay there or in the inn, but we'll have to pay for more rooms.
I can pay for a couple nights at the end with the money Drax gave us. Easy.
Right.
In all
Yeah,
aren't
honesty,
they
with the
rebuilding the
renovations
ship
to
right
the
now?
ship, there's
Yeah.
better we just stay at the inn.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, renovations. Lovely.
Um,
Zon will be so happy.
Well,
Eva, do you think perhaps Cassandra better stay in a room that I'm not in tonight?
I don't think it'll matter, dear. The walls
Right.
aren't going to be that thick.
Fair. Alright.
If you heard her pointing to Foster fall off and me smack into the wall, then they're pretty thin.
Fair. Alright. Fair
I can-
point.
I can put the child to sleep again. It won't be a problem.
Alright.
Not that she needs help with it, as she stares at Cassandra.
Out.
Mm-hmm.
Sleeps like a log, that one.
Like, head just on the table, like, kidnap out.
She just got really bored of the conversation and just
Mhm.
passed the hell out.
Yep.
Pretty much.
She's like, adult talk, not worth it.
You said
Zonk.
many boring conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
God, I miss those days.
So you guys head out. Doc, make a
will-
perception check.
Me?
Oh, shoot.
I will piggyback Cassandra onto my back and carry her out.
Okay.
Jack would have offered, but yeah.
That is a 19.
With the 19, you do notice there is a new librarian there that you did not see before.
Oh.
I'll go over.
Good evening. Can I help you?
Evening. I perused earlier. I couldn't find something that I was looking for, but maybe you would know. Do you know of any books relating to mythical weapons and or holy weapons wielded by either heroes or gods?
I would say you're probably looking for the fantasy section, and
Yes.
that would be over that.
Thank you. Doc will quickly go over and look.
Of course. As you start walking, you realize you're heading towards a section that is mostly books about like cooking, upkeep, cleaning, things like that. You don't actually find the fantasy section in the direction you were pointed.
Go back to the librarian.
They are not there.
Do they look familiar?
You're not from this place.
Okay, well, let's make sure when you start, white tiefling.
Gotcha. No, they do not look familiar.
Okay.
Are we all just waiting, like outside for Doug?
Did I see him just to
Did we see
just
where
to clear my all of a sudden intrigue and wonder? Did Drax see him speak into a person?
You would have seen Doc kind of like his head, like not like snap, but like it does like jerk a bit. Like, oh, someone has questions too, and he heads over.
And was there a person there for him to talk to?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because Drac would have just like saw him disappear and just like kind of like keep an eye on the person. So where did
You
they
see the
go
person
to?
kind of point down one way, and then they put the book back they were on, and they kind of head past all of you, give a smile, and then they head downstairs.
Okay.
Okay.
What section did they actually direct you to?
Yeah, Doc will come back looking around for the individual. They said the fantasy section, but that wasn't that direction.
What was that direction, though?
Cooking, maintaining buildings, that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Did you see where they went?
Downstairs.
Doc will go downstairs and look for them.
You head downstairs, make a perception check.
Can I go to the section that Doc was pointed to and like
Sure.
make an investigation, just kind of peruse to see?
Sure.
As a 22.
22. The 22, you see stashed between the wall and the stairs. You see like the overcloak that's worn by a librarian. It's just quickly like wrapped up and shoved down in there, tucked away.
Can I get details of what the person looked like?
It was
male, female.
a probably middle-aged male. They had a bald head with kind of brownish eyes, bit of a tanner complexion, but island life. Most individuals, unless you're shut in or something like that, you have a bit of a sun-kissed tan to you.
Thanks for calling me out, but like that, all right?
You're not the only one.
You're not. Yeah.
Okay. Doc will keep that individual in mind for a while, and
Okay.
noting that they posed as a librarian. That's a very odd behavior.
Foster?
I got a 13.
13. That's some interesting books on cooking.
Yeah. I just returned
What-
to the group. I don't know.
You grab
Drac is
one,
gonna
and it's just,
take-
it's just called Feast of the Azure Clouds.
Drac is going to kind of like wander a little bit away from the party, just like
Mhm.
take a look, because the end posts of these aisles should have like titles, at least like a description of like what to be found, correct?
Yeah.
He's going to look to see if there is a fantasy section through there. In the opposite direction from where Doc and Foster went, just on a whim.
Got it. You don't find any. It seems that on the second floor where you're at, most of the books are, aside from the few children's books available, most of them are about just practical daily life, construction, cooking, shipbuilding. I mean, all wide variety of things, but everything in those similar veins of genres.
You
Got
said that this guy put a book on the shelf and then
Mhm.
like walk. Can I don't know if I can pinpoint which book that was, but I'm gonna go to that shelf and try and
Okay. You walk over there.
if
no
any of
book
them are
is,
out
like,
of place.
quickly out of place or something like that. No.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Doc would have probably been a little bit downstairs, just kind of look around, see if he gets a glimpse of the individual, and then
Gotcha.
not getting the glimpse of them would head back up to the group.
Okay.
You said there's a third floor to this place, right?
Yes.
Drax gonna look to everybody. I will be right back, and he's gonna go upstairs.
Okay.
Does he see a librarian up there?
There is one that's at kind of eye of line sight.
Mm-hmm.
Eye line sight. Can't think of words right now.
In
Line
line
of
of
sight.
sight?
Good God, thank you. There is
I
one
understood.
in-
I understood what
I
you
have
meant. No
line
worries.
sight.
Yeah. There is one in eyesight. They're not right by the stage came up, but also you do know there are 4 spiral staircases to get up here. And it seems that the way the shelves are constructed, while they are mostly 10-foot shelves, they've been spaced and placed where you can, when you look from any of the stairs towards the middle, you can see a desk.
Drac is definitely gonna go over to them
Okay.
and ask the same thing that Doc was asking about, as well as any lore on magical guides. Doesn't reference the compass itself, just magical guides in general.
Well, here on the 3rd floor, we do have quite a few selection of recovered texts, magical lore, things like that. It's a little difficult to get a hold of some of these books, but quick rule about the 3rd floor is books don't leave the 3rd floor. So if you're going to look at anything, I will have to accompany you there, and you'll have to study it and read it within my ability to see you.
Completely understandable. As long as you can at least point me in the direction of said stories, and just give me one moment. Let me let my party know, as they're downstairs on the 2nd floor. We were pointed that said books were down there as well, but there's nothing regarding those texts or anything. So
There's never been those books on the 2nd floor. They're always on the 3rd.
Huh. That's... Thank you for letting me know. I will also let them know that as well. And I'll be right back.
Did you want
Draken,
to pull some?
if you can, please.
Can, absolutely. It's kind of, again, the rules.
Yes. No, I completely understand.
Good job.
And Drac is going to thank him and then go straight downstairs, immediately to the party, and just let them know the weird shit, and that the books are possibly upstairs, and there's a librarian pulling some now.
I'm staying. I need to look at those books.
I mean, Doc is too. He was looking for him for a while, so. Doc will mention the individual wasn't a librarian. They were wearing a librarian cloak and they stashed it downstairs.
Oh, so they were right. So this is definitely weird. And Drac is just gonna look to Eva and just do you think that your wonderful sire's already trying to mess with us? Possibly.
Mess with us? No. Gather information? Wouldn't doubt it.
Okay. He's gonna look over to Red and Foster. Do you also want to help us try to figure out the compass or the spear?
I'm sure
I can certainly help.
I'll
You
go
can
let
break
Zahn
walls
know
with Zahn, yeah.
what's going on. Yeah.
You are gonna make it there, right?
Yes, I will make it there.
Have fun. Watch as Foster pass gambling house after gambling house after gambling house.
Uh-huh.
Drac is just jealous.
Hang on, I
that
need
he's
a
not coming
fantasy
with
name
me.
generator for gambling houses. Just start throwing them out there.
I'm sure I can get you a list in a second.
Alrighty then. So Foster's headed out. Intended destination being the ship.
Eventually.
Eventually. Okay. Who else is leaving? If that's it, that's it. That's fine. I just want to make sure my notes are clear.
I think
Yep.
that's it.
Okay. Foster, eventually ship.
Mm-hmm.
Doc being
That's
Doc.
exactly
though,
how it is in my notepad.
Great. I can elaborate on that more for you specifically and only you later.
Got it. Send me a message.
Doc being Doc would probably cast a sending spell to Zahn
Okay.
just to give her a heads up that Posh is on our way and we're staying at the library a little later. We might have found something we're looking for.
Zahn, as you are wondering where the hell everybody's at, you decide to go ahead and have some dinner. So you've made delicious food for yourself. You took some moment to really, really make something nice. You sit down. You find a bottle of wine that you're not sure where it's from. You're not going to ask questions. You uncork it. You pour yourself a bottle. You're about to take the first delicious sip, and you hear the doctor's voice in your mind.
25 words, go.
Go.
We're still at the library. We might have found something. We're investigating a little bit more. Foster is heading to you, just so keep an eye out for that. She
Done. Keep an eye.
I mean, that's actually perfect, actually.
Right. I'm gonna stay here so I don't get lost in the city. Have fun, enjoy the books. Love you. See you later. Bye.
Love that. That's so Zahn.
She's like, I know there's a certain amount of words. I'm not used to that. I can ramble.
You have the sending stone, to be fair.
But it's only to yeah, exactly. So she would know, but she's still not good at it because she doesn't,
Yeah.
her whole family, it's just ramble on.
But you're at least aware of it,
Yes. And then she will drink the cup of wine and then just drink right from the bottle. She's going to finish the bottle. It's her.
Okay.
But yes.
All right. Library crew, what are you up to?
Reading the books that were pulled for us.
Yep.
Okay. Here's the books. He pulled 5 of them. He pulled the Treasures of the Storm Peak Isles, Arcana of the Lost Twilight,
Like that one.
Clockwork Marvels of the Fifth Age, the Compendium of Curios and Contraptions, and Forgotten Relics of Yore.
Arcana of the Arcane of the Twilight one. Start with that.
Wait, Eva's just gonna go through all of them.
I'm just
How
picking the
long are
starting
you
one.
spending here?
As long as it takes to get through all of them. For Eva,
Doc-
at least.
Doc used to late nights, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red?
Yeah. Gone through one book and then done.
Drakix.
Oh, did he freeze?
Oh, he's frozen.
Oh no.
Real bad. Oh, our thing is going to
Okay.
mess
Let's go
up.
ahead and just call it there.
Okay.
We'll have a quick short close because looks like some videos is freezing. So I'm going to go ahead and
Oh,
call
he's
it.
there?
Thank you all so much for hanging out. We really appreciate it. We love you very much. Enjoy your snacks. We're going to get out of here before other things start failing.
Yes.
Have a great night.